Hey guys, what's up? It's Noodles1994 here, and I am going to start playing majespecters for the next format and onward. So I've started playing with them on Dev Pro. So let's see. He did go first, but he just passed, which is never a good turn one. He could have set the Solemn, Mirror Force, and the Call, but he opted out of not doing that for some reason. So I go for Fox, and I go for Tempest. So I just go for the 1500. And why I didn't pendulum out was I had nothing but two scales in hand and nothing to get rid of them. So I let him go for the Goblin Bird play instead of just Tempest because I wanted him to use his cards. So he adds Smash Change, activates it, and I opt out for the Torrential because Tempest missed timing. But I did make him waste all of his stuff while I can still get off a normal summon. So he decides to set the Mirror Force now. I actually top decked real good, and I top deck into a Wavering Eyes. And I do have a reason for playing both cats. It's because I can't pendulum out Unicorn. And I searched Crow because he's a scale of 5. So now I'll pendulum out and I'll get one search in the end phase. So I add Tornado here. He he's gonna Mirror Force, but they can't be destroyed once per turn. So he's going to call back the Goblinberg on my Fox attack, which I don't know why he didn't call on the Cat attack, because that would have meant that Cat couldn't attack again, so he would have took 100 less damage. He did only take 300 damage, but I wound up searching for Raccoon. He Regekis, they're all unaffected, so he can now special as Bubble Man. So, pretty much just go in. I shuffle it back into the deck, and then just swing for game. Heroes have a pretty bad matchup because these guys just have a whole lot of negate. They don't like your opponent to have monsters, and heroes need Dark Law. Alright guys, this one's going to be short because he balanced up Rage Quitting, but he's playing Gygas with the Eye of Timaeus and Dark Magician Girl. So he's essentially just playing the Eye of Timaeus deck with some Gygas. But I believe I get to go first. So I just set up a scale so I can get out two monsters, get some searches. And I do like searching for Cat just because Cat's normally the one I want to get rid of because it has the lowest attack. So I normally tornado it, storm it. I normally just tribute it in some way to get it off the board. He's going to normal summon Sister, so I decide to tornado it. It still adds a card, so it still adds Gaga Revenge. So I pendulum it out again. Another thing with Cat, it doesn't matter where Cat is. So if I were to storm it right now, I'd still get the search at the end phase because it doesn't matter where it is as long as it was normal or special that turn. So I'm gonna swing for a bit of damage here, and then I get the Crow Search. So he's going to go for Summoner Monk, and he's ditching Revenge because he has no target, and I'm going to Tempest it, which means he ditched a card, normal summoned, and he's going to lose his monster. He is not going to be able to special summon because Tempest negates the effect. So, and at this point, he just rage quits because he knows that he can't do anything. Because next turn, I would have just hit him again, and I would have hit him for more because I had Crow in hand. So he winds up just leaving. Now I'm facing the Zephyra deck, and he's using magic cylinders for some reason. But I pretty much just opt to go for a raccoon and odd eyes and then set up a scale in hand. And the only reason I searched out the Archfiend Eccentric is to keep reusing it to pop a monster. So that way I don't have to activate a trap or spell to get rid of a monster. And plus I get to destroy a back row or pendulum. But he sets up a scale and he goes for a Zephyrinari. And I draw into the Pegasus, Majestic Pegasus. So I'm pretty much setting up a big pendulum play of two monsters because I can't pendulum back the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. It's just there to search. So I just like to search for Archfiend Eccentric because I can keep reusing it. Here I pop his Book of Moon and he decides not to activate it in response. So he'll take some damage. And in phase I get Raccoon. So he decides to pendulum out the same one again and still search for the field spell. And I just MST the breakthrough. I decide that I want to banish the monster. So like I said, I only play this to bounce monsters and whatnot, but he has two magic cylinders face down. So he decides to magic cylinder the Archfiend. So I get Unicorn to my hand. And he's just going to pendulum out Zephyrax, and I'm going to destroy it. And then I'm just going to swing for game. Um, that Wavering Eyes actually would have helped a lot. Because right now, he would have drew a Zephyr Divine Strike, and he also would have banished a card on my field, added a Pendulum monster, and inflicted 500 to me. Wavering Eyes is very good if both players are both playing a Pendulum deck. In mirror matches, it comes in a lot of handy with the Clee Forts. Alright guys, this is an old build where I was playing Upstarts instead of the Wavering Eyes. And I'm playing against some Burning Abyss. So activate double Upstart turn 1. I decide not to go for a big pendulum play. Although I could have probably went for a big pendulum play. I was just like, I'll just go for this. He's going to summon Tour Guide. I'm going to destroy it, but he's just going to power through it. It makes a Dante. All these, I don't really know the BAs, so I have a terrible matchup with them. Just because I don't know what they do. So he's going to mill, activate effects. I don't even think... I think that they'll still be able to see some play during the next ban list. So he goes in for massive damage. So I have a big board I got to get rid of. So I get Crow, Tornado, and Storm. I'll activate Eccentric's effect, which I probably should have stormed it and eccentric the other one that had no material. So that was a misplay on my behalf. But I go for a 101 to steal the one with no material. And I decide to make a dent in his life points because I gave him 2,000. So he's going to activate Regeki. Crow will save itself, and 101 will save itself by detaching. So he goes and makes a Virgil. And I will get rid of the Virgil. But he does another 900 to me. So at this point, he can only do that one more time before I die. So I decide I have to make a game push. So he max Cs. So I have to work under this under max C. Um, and this is where he would have game. Barbar, if this card's sent to the grave, you can target up to 3 Burning Abyss cards in your graveyard, except Barbar, banish, and inflict 300 for each. He has a Seer, a Rubik, and a Dante. A Scarm, a Rubik. So he has it. So if I send it to the grave, I die. But I go for a smart play and go for activate Majestic Pegasus to get out Fox. So I go for the Trapeze Magician to where I wouldn't take the damage. He did net 2 cards off of that max C though. And I felt like I could have done a different play, but I knew that I had to go for this play. He goes into Tim Tempo, I believe. And I decide to Tempest it, and then he quits. I guess he knows that he can't do anything with the Seer and the other one. But if he wouldn't have been able to summon a monster, I would have had game. And Mistaken Rest, I mean, it's a good card because it would have shut me down on my next turn, but I still would have had game. I wouldn't have even done anything. I would have just swung. Alright guys, this is me versus some Dark Worlds. This is technically my second game with this deck, and the Burning Abyss was my third, and then after that I changed up the deck. The first matchup was against a random old school deck that had no business doing anything. Like I said, this was my first time using this, so I still specialed the cat in defense whenever I just normally leave it in attack for something else, but I go for a unicorn. So he's actually playing Lucent, which is a Dark World that I've never seen before. And it's, if he's discarded, you can special summon him. So he goes for Trance Archfiend, and I decide to destroy it. He's going to gate to get it back. I'm going to bounce it. But what I should have done was I should have tornadoed it, because he's going to get it right back out with the dealings. And at this point, I am forced to activate Tornado because he Dark World Lightning it. So, and then he gets a free mill. He gets to discard a card, but he didn't have a target, so I guess he couldn't. So I go for a big pendulum play. At this point, the guy goes, "What the fuck am I even playing? I don't know what's happening." because all these searches are going off. Like I just went +4, I believe, +3. So I just activated a whole bunch of effects, got a lot of stuff to hand, and swung. And then I said so close because I assumed he didn't know what cowboy was because he's over here playing some Dark Worlds. Oh wait, you got Scarm up in there. Whoa, whoa, hold up. People on Dev Pro, man. But I just go for cowboy for game. So, majespecters, I'm really excited to play them in the future, in real life. Till next time, guys. Peace.